for another Coffee with Kilroy, or what I like to call beverage in a book. My beverage? Well, you guessed it. It's coffee. Who would have thunk? The book? Well, today I'm going back to wargame books, something that I've done quite a bit of this year. But I wasn't the first one to do this one. Mo from Mo's Gaming Table beat me to the punch, honing in on my space, my territory, my turf. Actually, Mo does an excellent job, and I can only hope to emulate him. But anyway, we're going to do a page through of Men of War Solitaire Tactical Book War Game, Module 1, Rhodesian Bush War-Forward Together. This is published by, it looks like the Art of War Games there. This is a book that's very reminiscent of kind of a Minden war game book, and you can look at my playlist and take a look at the war game books and see what I'm talking about there. But the Minden war games or war game books are basically books that have a war game in them, but it's kind of a do-it-yourself kit. You have to copy the maps or pull out the maps. You have to copy the counters or copy them onto a sticker sheet or to other paper to build your counters and build your game. The charts are in there as well. So everything's in the book that you need to play the game, except for maybe dice or pencils if that's needed. But as far as the map board and the counters, you need to get them out of the book. I mean, you can leave the map in the book, I guess, but it makes it kind of hard paging through the charts and tables that you need. But the counters do have to be removed, either copied or pulled out in some fashion. There actually might be another website where you can download those. And actually, they might have them on Board Game Geek at some point too. But I haven't really paged through this yet, as I just got this in the mail. I did watch Mo's page through, so I should know, right? I should already know this, but I want to be surprised. Anyway, so this is Men of War. Looks like it's Module 1, so it looks like there's going to be a continuation in this series. It's Solitaire Tactical. It's Small Unit Tactical, something that's near and dear to my heart. I did an article on that, Geek List / article on that on Board Game Geek, talking about the development of small unit tactical war games, kind of the history of it, tracing it all the way back to miniatures and the like. And small unit tactical, in my definition, is kind of platoon level down. So platoon, squad, down to even the individual. And this one looks like it's probably going to be squad or individual type level or sticks, some partial squads in this game. Let's take a look at the back of the book here. You get an example of some of the tables. Looks like there's some terrain tables there, the counters, the maps, the player charts, or we're keeping track of your units. And I'm not sure what that is there, but as you can see, this is a very traditional war game here, kind of reminiscent of squad leader or advanced squad leader, or all the different squad level war games that we grew up with and continue to play. There's a lot in that space. Again, check out my article on the evolution of small unit tactical board games if you want to see how that's developed over the years. But you've got hex maps. Looks like they're somewhat geomorphic, or maybe these are one sheet maps that you play the scenarios on. The counters are reminiscent. We'll take a look at those, but they're reminiscent of kind of small unit tactical game counters. We have here Men of War. Let's see here, Men of War MOW. Rhodesian Bush War-Forward Together Solitaire Tactical Book War Game is designed, boy, that's a heck of a title, is designed to recreate modern low-intensity conflicts at the tactical level. Mo, I wonder why Mo did this, but Mo or Mao is an infantry-centric old-school hex and counter wargame system that mimics the nuances of modern small-unit leadership, fire, and maneuver, primarily team and squad-based formations. This first module, Rhodesian Bush War-Forward Together, the player controls Rhodesian security forces attempting to eradicate an ever-threatening insurgency backed by communist superpowers. The scale of the game is at tactical level, with each hex grid representing 25 meters, turns representing a few minutes, and units representing teams of 2 to 4 men. Sticks, a dynamic enemy artificial intelligence bot, keeps the player guessing enemy disposition on every turn. So features solitaire small unit tactical gameplay, unique geomorphic hexagonal maps depicting African terrain, which are linked for larger scenarios. Also, you can't link these together. 10 historically inspired missions. Support weapons, including light machine guns, grenades, and claymores. Easy to learn 6-page rulebook. Deep tactical gameplay. A dynamic AI bot enemy system keeps you guessing every turn. Portable. All you need is this book, a D10, a D6 dice, or smartphone dice app, and a marker, right? I think that's all you need, but you're going to have to figure out how to get the counters out of here. So let's get some fuel as we crank this bad boy open here. So this is about the same size as some of the other war game books I've been covering, the Worthington, Lambo, and the like, this kind of standard format here. You've got your table of contents, introduction, units, mission sheet, gameplay, enemy, terrain and line of sight, or LOS, combat, radio communications, designer notes, LOS examples, and mission cards. It's color. Actually, a lot of color examples. Here's an example of the units here. Let's kind of get a little closer of that here. So you've got firepower, action points, and then on the bottom is the firepower and action points are halved, and then you have a rally check. That 3 is a rally check. So that's an example of a unit there. So there's an action point feature to this. Firepower is very common. Leaders look like they have a modifier there on the leaders. We have a +1, so I guess you have +1 to firepower, +1 to action points, I would assume, and a -1 to the rally check. So I would imagine the lower the better on the rally check is needed. Here's your mission sheet where you'll fill out the unit and the casualty track and the squad weapons. Here's a mission card, and this is very reminiscent of, squad leader, advanced squad leader, and last 100 yards. You name a small unit tactical game where, they list out the number of units, the type of units and the number you have, and then that's what you're going to be playing with on the board. Here's your sequence of play. Looks like you got 11 steps. Quite a few, but this is a solitaire book, so you're going to have an AI, so a sequence of play is always integral to an AI system that you're playing and following it in order. You get the gameplay here, initiative and turns, action points, actions. Here's some example of some squad weapons and grenades. Here's an example of an enemy and bot activation and actions, enemy posture, unknown markers. You've got terrain and line of sight. Melee or combat, you have general combat, melee and casualties, rally check, radio communications, fire support. Here's some symbols. And then that's it. That's the rules. So that is your, I don't know if I see page numbers on here, but they say 6 pages, so I'll take them for their word. Designer notes. And then here's the line of sight examples, which, line of sight is always key to a small unit tactical game. You're getting down in the nitty gritty there. Here's your terrain charts. This is a player 8 terrain chart, sequence of play, enemy posture. So that's going to be a key factor, I guess, on what the enemy does. There's defensive, offensive, and disengage. Unknown markers. So you roll a D10, so that's kind of your fog of war there. Here's your fire support. And these are one-sided, so you can pull those out, I guess, if you want to, or make a copy of those. Here's the first mission. As it gives you a little background on it, it's going to be 7 turns long. It shows how many Rhodesian units. There's like 2 of each of these, and that's what the other units you have. And then these are the guerrilla units that you're going up against. It shows their start location, objectives and victory conditions, what map you're using. Again, this looks standard fare for small unit tactical games. Here's mission 2. So real simple missions. You've got your setup, background setup, victory conditions, map, and number of turns. So all the key information there. Here's your mission sheet. You've got your turn track here. AI posture die roll. That whole defensive, offensive, disengage. Here's how you keep track of your different units and their casualties and weapons. And that's dual-sided there. Then you're in mission 3, mission 4. So this is kind of cool. Also, I like the aspect this is covering, a conflict that I haven't. There's not a lot of games out there on Rhodesia and some of the conflicts they've had. So you're dealing with modern African conflicts. Mission 5, mission 6. So you have quite a bit of variety and quite a few different missions here. Get these more mission sheets here. I don't think these mission sheets are different. I think these are all the same, but not certain there. But they're kind of tied with each of the missions. Here's mission 7, mission 8. Another one of those mission sheets. Mission 9. So after each one of those missions, you have a mission sheet. Here is mission 10. This looks like a bigger mission. It's got 4 maps here. Quite a few setup and special rules. A lot of, here's your objective and victory conditions. A lot of units, or a lot more units. You've got a paradrop here. And then you've got some more text here. You've got your mission setup, but this is something a little bit more text here. Maybe this is giving you a little bit more context of the engagement, or some even more special rules. Another one of the mission sheets there. Then you got another player aid. Then you got the counters. So here's an example of the counters here. So these are just on regular paper, so you're going to have to either pull this out, or what I would tend to do a lot of times is I try to make a copy of these. I'll make a copy of this page onto a sticker sheet, maybe like in this case a full page sticker sheet, because sometimes if you only get the halves, it'll cut off weird. So I'd probably get a full page sticker sheet, or clear blank sheet, print on that, and then take that sticker sheet and put that on or contact paper, I guess, and put that on some mounted surface, something a little bit thicker, cardboard or poster board or the like, and then X-Acto knife that out, and then that's how I make my counters sometimes on games like this. Love to hear your thoughts on that. Go ahead and post in the comments below on how you do it yourself. As I said, Minden games kind of have that a lot. But you can also get some of the thicker counters from, they're not really thick. They're just on poster board, but they're pre-printed, so all you have to do is cut them out. And some of those, they're thin enough you don't really need an X-Acto knife for that. Some more of the counters. Then you got some more mission sheets. Then you get into the map. So if these are very reminiscent of, again, you name a small unit tactical game, and it will have terrain that looks like this. You have the roads coming in, and these are kind of geomorphic. You've got raised terrain, forest, some huts or villages or small structures, and some roads and some river in there. You also have the little white dot in the middle that helps you do line of sight and kind of tracing through a path to locations and see if it intersects anything that might, block line of sight. That's always helpful. There's the number of the map, so that you can put, when you put these together. For the scenario, it shows you how to orient these and put these together. So you're going to have to print these out as well, or pull these out of the book, and they're only one-sided, so you can do that. I don't destroy anything, so it's against my religion. So I'll have to probably make a copy of these, but it doesn't look like you can leave these in the book because they're geomorphic, and you're going to have to put these together, I guess, in some instances. But all kinds of different maps. You got some like maybe paved roads and some dirt roads maybe, or trails. Then you've got a mission briefing, Rhodesian unit. Oh, so this is a make your own missions chart. You can do your own background and the setup and what units and what objectives and how many turns, so you can make up in what map. So you can, this is a sheet that do it yourself. I mean, you're doing it yourself anyway, making the counters and map, and now you can do it yourself on the scenarios too. So this is a full employment game book. So a lot of different types of maps there. Got some bridges there. And maybe that's a copy of the same maps, because we're back to 4 again, 3, 4. So maybe you just get a couple of editions of that. Be a man among men. The Rhodesian Army offers you an interesting and varied career with new allowances for fighting troops. So I think this might be an actual military advertisement, army advertisement for Rhodesia. That's kind of cool there. And that is it. That is what you get in a book of Men at War Solitaire Tactical War Game book. I'll put this in my game books, which are war games and non-war games, and then also in my war game books. In the playlist, this will probably also fall its way into Modern War as well, and Small Unit Tactical. So this is going to find its way into several playlists. Anyway, this is an interesting book. As I said, this is, to me, is a little bit more effort than maybe, say, Mike Lambo type game, or Worthington, where everything's kind of self-contained. Although Lambo is becoming more and more, his books are becoming more and more a little bit do-it-yourself too, to have the extra counters and stuff that are recommended, but are not essential to playing the game. This one has unit stuff that's essential to playing the game that you need to get out of the book at some point. Anyway, love to know your thoughts on this. Have you played this? Have you picked this up? I got this off Amazon, I believe. Yeah, I'm off Amazon. I don't know if it's available anywhere else, but love to know your thoughts on this one. Is this something that is interesting to you? Is this something... do you not even like war game books? And that's understandable as well. So this is probably not your cup of tea or a cup of coffee. Or is this something you're interested in? Because this one does look like it's a small unit tactical war game. All the trappings of a small unit tactical hex encounter war game in a book. You've got to get the counters and everything. I like the fact that it's covering a topic that is not as widely covered, and also that it's modern. So there's a lot of stuff to me going for this that fits in a nice little space for me, because I don't have a lot of coverage, and I'm always looking for filling in my gaps as far as coverage on battles and wars and conflicts and types of eras of conflict and the like. So anyway, love to know your thoughts on this. Post a comment. Thanks for stopping by. Hey, that's a way I can tell if you did stop by, if you post a comment. So that's a novel idea. Anyway, thanks so much for stopping by. Always appreciate it. Thanks for Mo for posting this first. He might have been the first one on this that gave me the heads up to get this one, because I cannot be outdone on war game books. Just ask Wayne Hansen on that. Anyway, Take care and have a good one. Thanks for watching.